We did the basic matras last time, and I had mentioned in the last class that these matras are the basic ones. We will be dealing with some special matras and special letters. There are some letters which do not follow the basic matra rule. They have some special matras. So first, in this category, we will be looking at matra A. This is matra A in Devanagari. This is matra A, the basic matra, what we learned in the last class. This matra A. So we'll be dealing with this matra today. So for letters like we did no last time, we did with no and the. If we are using the matra with letters like these, so this is how we'll use the matra as it is with the letters. Now we have some special letters that includes, I'll be writing all the letters first in Devanagari. This is N, the last letter from K work. Then J. T. R. And the last one from this is Gya. So I'll be writing it here. So these are the letters. I'm writing them in Sharada lipi now here. This is letter R in Sharada lipi. Now when we are using matra A with it, we will not use the basic matra, how we learned last time. We will not be using it like this. I think it is pretty much clear when you look at this image. Why? Because it already has something at the corner, something at where the Shirorekha is ending. So putting this matra here at the end, it's actually not looking right and it's grammatically not correct in Sharada lipi. So what we do here is instead, this triangle, this gets converted into a wider triangle, which means this is Na. Sorry, this Na and A. So this, when I join matra A to this letter, only the last triangle will change the shape. That means this triangle will become a little wider. And that is, this is basically A. When you join A with this letter, this is the shape it takes. So if you remember when we were we were learning the consonants, I had mentioned particularly with this letter, that when you are drawing this triangle at the end, make it very narrow. So the reason behind that was this, because when we join A with it, we make this triangle a little wider. And this becomes Na. This Na and A together becomes this. So we don't write separately A with it. This is how we write A with this particular letter. Now we'll look for J. And if you see, all these letters are similar looking. That is why they follow this particular pattern. So this J also, if you see, this is also very similar looking to Na. And these similar looking letters, they follow this special rule. Now here, this remains as it is. Now these two parallel lines that we draw with J, they will not be used here because we are merging that along with matra A and it takes the shape. This is Ja. So whenever you see letter like this means it is Ja. Whenever you see letter like this, it means Na. Now the difference between this na and ja here is, if you look very closely, this na up on the top the extension of the Shirorekha from the right hand side is very less. There is almost no extension of the Shirorekha on this side. And secondly, this triangle. And if you see here in case of Ja, the other difference is this curve that we always draw under Ja. This curve. Here the line is straight. In case of Ja, we always have this curve at the end. Secondly, this triangle that you're making, basically in case of Ja, it's a little soft shape, what I'm drawing here like this, and more wider. And there is an extension of Shirorekha towards the right hand side also. So the difference is very clear. You see the difference here. This triangle is more wider. This is not an exact triangle like how we drew on the top. This is what we drew on the top. In case of Ja, we make it little wider, little, and this loop is little softer here, and the extension of Shirorekha on the right hand side, and this curve of Ja at the end. So this is the difference. You can see the difference between Na and Ja very clearly here. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. This is just to give an explanation. Here you can see the difference here. The only thing is I forgot to draw this curve. This is Ta. And if you see, Ta also has some similar shape. Now in this case as well, what we drew here was a narrow triangle. When we join A with it, this triangle becomes more wider. This triangle was very narrow here. This triangle becomes more wider. That means this is Ta. Now, No is a little different when we write this with A. So these shapes you will have to remember. So in this case, this is A. Okay, what I drew just now is A. And then we have these two loops. Now what changed here? This loop. This was just a curve without A, and when we join R to it, this becomes more rounded. So this is A, and it's all in a straight line. Okay, I'll draw this one more time. This is A that I'm drawing. You can start from left to right also. I'm just used to doing it this way. These are the two loops that the Na has, and this is A. So this is more rounded and curved like this. At many places you will see this Na written like this also. And if you see some letter like this is also Na. So this is one variation of writing Na, where this loop is, little elongated, and it goes to the base as well. So this is also the same letter, Na and A together. This is just a variation that I showed you, and this is how we usually follow this one when we write it. Now the last one from this category is Gya. So This gear also, it has like this extension at the end. Then from this extension, we draw this now here. And when we attach R to it, so it is similar to J. What we did in case of J, similarly, we'll do it here as well. So instead of using these two parallel lines, we draw a wider, more softer triangle. Basically, this is not very conical triangle that I'm drawing here. And plus the extension of the Shirorekha towards the right side is more. So if you have any confusion, you want any questions, then please unmute and ask before I move on to the next. I will show some examples and then we'll move to some next rule.
Ma'am, in case of the triangle, the Shirorekha does not end at the start of triangle. It extends beyond it, right?
A little. What I've shown here, that much is fine, but not like J and gear. It won't be like this. So very, very little from the right hand side. And in case of no also, this, the upper one, this also has very little extension. So that is basically how you differentiate between J and no. It has also very little, and T has also very little. In case of this gear and Ja, it's more. These two. Anything else? Okay, now let's move on to some examples using these matras, the special matras. So I'm writing a word Gyan. This is gear. Now A. Extend the Shirorekha on the right hand side. Then this triangle. See the Shirorekha on the right hand side, it's extended from here. And then no. This is Gyan.
Is it a conical triangle at the end? Sorry.
No, it's a little softer one.
Uh-huh.
Like this.
And the Shirorekha is not connected between the two letters, right?
No. We mentioned in the last class also, if you remember, that in Sharada lipi, we do not join the two letters. Even if you are writing one word, the letters would be separated. Each letter has its own Shirorekha. So only now if you have writing two words together, so the only thing is here you'll keep a more distance here to write another word so that it looks like that this is one word and this is one word. Let's see one more example. This we did with gear. We will see one with no, the nasal no. So the word is Ganga. So this is basically how we write this in Sanskrit, Ganga. This G will remain as it is. Then we have N. First, we will write this G under it. Now we are left with this matra A. So it is after no. So it will be writing it here. So this is Ganga. This is how we'll use matra with no.
Can we try Ghana instead? In Devanagari?
G. Can you spell it for me, please?
Ghana. Ghana. Song.
Oh, that doesn't follow that follows the basic matra rule. That doesn't follow the special rule. So we are on right now, we are looking at the examples that follow the special R matra.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
No problem. Let us see one with T. This is Tanga. I'll write it here in Sharada lipi. We'll see the usage of A with T now. Here also, like no, the triangle becomes wider. The extension of Shirorekha from the right hand side is very less, how we have in no. Then the bindu on top here. This is how we write it with T. Let's now, the only one we didn't see it with R. So let's do that. So this is Veena. E will remain as it is. Now here A and N together, we will write it like this. This is A, then N. You can write it on the top also. Here I wrote it very this is Veena. And if you want the variation that I showed you, this is also one way of writing it, but you can do that's much easier to start with. So let's keep it like this. And this is Veena. So any questions so far? So we tried the matra with all the letters. J and G are similar, so I just tried it with G. We did it with N, T, and R as well. And rest of the words will be given as assignment. So I'm not showing all the words here. Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, excuse me, for Veena, Anki Bindi will also come?
It doesn't have a bindi. It's just Veena. That's
Veena.
what I know. I don't think it has the
Okay.
nasal sound with it. It's just Veena.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so this I don't think there is any more questions regarding this special matra. So we will be seeing some more special matras. And any questions will be taken at the end then, I think. So we'll be giving some more words for you to practice as an assignment. That's why I'm not showing all the words here, because there are a lot more words, but that's better if I keep them for assignment. Okay. The next matra, U and U. And last time what we saw, that the basic matras are written like this. This is U and this is U. Right, so this is what we saw with the basic matras, and I had mentioned when we were doing the basic matras that this is for general letters which do not follow any special rule. When we have the special letters, they follow some other rule, where U is written like, okay, let's see the letters first. This is the first one belonging to this category is K. So here I'll be writing only the Sharada letters. So by now, I think you should be able to recognize the letters. So that's, I'm not writing the Devanagari one here. So the first one is K. Second one is G. Third is Jh. Sorry. Fourth is Nya. I'm shifting it to right hand side now. I don't have space below. Next one is D. Then T. Then Bh. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Eighth is R. So when U matra, we are first we'll see this, the Lagu matra. U. When the U matra is written with K, and about the shape of K, that I have also mentioned in the previous classes, the K always takes this shape when a conjunct or any matra is attached to it. This always takes this shape. So because we are attaching a matra to it, it will be written like this and not like this. And here we are writing matra U, the Lagu U with it. This is like Devanagari matra, similar. Only U changes a little bit. U remains the same.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, sorry. I just wanted to reiterate. So, K in Devanagari, if on the left hand side. So when you add a matra to K in Sharda, the form changes.
Yes.
Okay.
The form always changes, even if you're attaching a matra to it, or
Okay.
if you're writing a conjunct, like how we saw in case of Ksha,
Huh.
the Sanyukta Akshar. That time also we wrote K like this.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Thank you.
Top. When it is written below, it won't change the form. So we'll deal with that later.
Okay.
When it is written below. So for now, when it is written with any matra, it's written like this.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so G, then we have Jh. So in case of Jh, we do not attach the matra here at the base. We attach the matra to this particular shape here. And this is Jhu. This is matra U attached to it. Next one, Nya. We'll attach the matra here. New. Now with Da. Da. Bha. Ra. U. Now in case of Ru, there are two ways of writing it. One is this. This is a simple, you write Ra and U matra at the bottom. The other way of writing is this. And in most of the texts, you will find Ru written like this. Most of the texts, even the texts that usually are own reference material, or when we start writing the shlokas and other letters, other words, you will see Ru always written like this, because this is the shape which is more found more in the texts. This is very rarely you will see Ru written like this. So this is basically how it is written. So this is something like Da, but you extend this and you draw a curve at the end a little bit more. So I'll draw it one more time here. So this is this curve, extra curve at the end. This is Ru. Now the last one is Sha. This is with Sha. So this is the Laghu U matra. Now we will see the Dirgh's matra U. Let's start from Ka again. The basic shape remains the same. Now here we attach this. First we write U like this. Now we attach one more tail to it. So this is U. So what we are writing as matra U is basically the lower part of the letter U. So this lower part is what we attach as matra to the letters. This is easy to remember it that way. Let's see it with G now. This lower part from U. With J, similar way. With J, always remember to attach the matra here and not at the base. D, the, with B, now with R,
Ma'am, could you please slow down a bit?
sure, no problem. I'll go a little slow.
And can we change the color of the different matra in the next one, like oo, and if we
So
do
what I
oos- yeah, sorry.
So the matra, sorry, are you there?
Yes, tell me.
So the matra which we are putting as U at the end, is that pointing towards the ground, means it is pointing towards the bottom, or is it curving like U?
Yes, it's curving up. How we do in case of U, it's the
Uh-huh.
similar way, it's going up. And this, the another one is coming at the base like this.
Oh, okay.
Um,
But that is not how you write it with R and Sh.
One second, the screen share stopped. Yes, go ahead again. I didn't get you. What?
I think the way you write with R
Mm-hmm.
is it's not going as a curve, it's going towards the base, the bottom of the letter.
It remains the same here also. In case of U and U,
Uh-huh.
goes like that. It's just that I don't have much space here, so I'm not able to
Okay.
write it like
Okay.
that. See,
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
it will
that's
be written like this.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let me change the color again. This is R. And this is the matra U. I just didn't have the space, so that's why probably it looked like something different, but this is how you will write it. It's the same how you, as I mentioned, how you write U. and U, the lower part of this you will use as matras. So this shape will remain the same for all the letters that you are using the matra with.
Thank you.
So what I'll do here, I'll be changing the color of all the matras so that you can look at them and see the shape properly.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in O, we have to write small U matra with it.
Small U matra is here. This is how you write small U matra. When you're writing the bada U, this is how you write it. The dirgh swar. That's on the right hand side. The left hand side is the chota wala matra. U. U matra is what?
My question is like that कि big वाला जो U है, उसके साथ में छोटे वाले को भी अटैच करना है मात्रा को.
It's not the chota wala matra. That's what I'm explaining. It is basically how you write U. You remember how we wrote U when we were doing the vowels? See
Yes,
on that I'm showing in the blue color here on the right side. So if you see this, the lower part of U, this, I'm not attaching this, the upper part, only the lower part of U. This is what we attach as matra when we are writing the dirgh matra.
But when you guide us बड़ा वो मात्रा है ना, तो उसमें तो सिंगल लाइन ही शो किया आपने.
ये बेटा ये छोटा मात्रा है. What I'm showing in the, this is छोटे ऊ की मात्रा, this is बड़े ऊ की मात्रा, this is बड़ा ऊ.
Okay.
ये जो what you are seeing on the right hand side, ये बड़ा ऊ की मात्रा है, ये छोटे ऊ की मात्रा है. Don't get confused. This is छोटे ऊ की मात्रा, what you are seeing on this side. ये बड़े ऊ की मात्रा है. Okay.
And ma'am, I was not. What have you written near ra ru? I missed that.
This one?
Yes, this one.
So this is one variation of writing ra and chota u. This is a variation that I'm showing here. When you are writing ra u, this is one way of writing it, and this is another way of writing it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And mostly you will see ru written like how I've shown it in blue color. This way you don't find in the texts more. On the blue color one is used more.
Yes.
मैम श के साथ बताइए.
Oh, sure is left. Yes, I think. Yeah, there were some questions I forgot to show it with share. And then
is there any such variation of ru with the bada wala?
No, not with the ru. With the bada u ki matra, it's just one u matra like this. Only in case of ru there are variations. In case of u there are no variations. So let us see. I'm going to show here. This is sha u. Any questions, any confusion with these two matras?
No, it's all clear now. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'll just show some examples. I'll be getting rid of the screen now. I'll show some examples using these matras. And if something is left, then you can always refer to the reference material, which I'll be sharing shortly. Now here we have ka and u, the special matra u with ka. With sa, and ma, kusum. This is lagu u, ru. This is ru, mal. You can write it like this, ra and u, or you can write this is ra u. Give me a second.
I can't hear anything. It is just me or ma'am is not speaking.
I think she said, I'll be back in a second.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sorry, I was away. So this is ra u, ma, ha, and lo. Let's try
I
it
have one
with
question.
मैम रुमाल फिर से लिखिए बिकॉज र तो 2 बार ही आया ना.
that is the variation. This is one way of
okay.
writing ra u, and this is another way. So I
Okay.
show both the ways of writing.
Ma'am, one question. The R that is next to ma, does the Shiroreka have to touch ma?
Yeah, basically this Shiroreka is only for a. So you'll be touching it. As I mentioned that this matra should always be with the letter. Matra should always be with the parent letter. So ma and a should be together. So for that you will have to join this matra of, the Shiroreka of a with ma. You will not extend it on the left hand side since ma doesn't have Shiroreka. You'll just write them closer.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll see with the. Doob. So I'm using the u matra now. These are just few examples that I've shown here. If you want to try with, you have any word in mind, you can tell me and I can show some words. Let's see it with jha also. We didn't see any word with that. Jha, u, and lo. So there are more words which I'll be giving for assignment. So I think the basic understanding is there now that how to use these matras with these letters. Now you can write any word which I'll be sharing as an assignment. Is there any question or anything that you want to ask before we close?
Yeah, ma'am. Please write or. We had given an assignment or. So what I had done, I had put auka, not matra, but au, like you had taught, and r. So what's the correct way of writing? But you told that no, you put the matra of au. What's the correct way?
This is the word, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Devanagari, what happens? The a, o, ao, they're all written like this. Only these things changes behind. So this always remains same, correct? But in case of Sharada, we have we write differently, a we write differently, o, ao, all four are written differently. So when it is ao, This is considered as the entire letter AU that we have learned. This is OR. Is it clear now? This is what you were asking me, right? This was the question.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a question. When we are writing with kh, will we use the normal matra?
Any particular matra you're talking about?
The u or u?
Oh, with kha, we won't use any special matra, the basic matra.
Okay, the usual one.
Yeah, the basic. So whatever I show for A and U today, only those letters follow some special rules. Rest all the letters will follow the basic rule of U matra, and A matra. Okay, so should we close then? If there are no other questions, then I'll be closing the session.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very
Bye,
much.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you all next weekend.